When we say about scale unit is a part of Dynamics 365 Commerce solution. What we all need to understand about scale unit if we forget all its complexity, right? If you go to Microsoft documentation, you will read 10 articles, and most probably it still will be not clear what scale unit is. For all our webinars, we need a very simplified understanding that scale unit is a web service plus a database. Web service is some service that can accept some request, for example, from point of sale or from e-commerce. For example, read something from the database and return back to point of sale. The same like with e-commerce. E-commerce can ask for the product details from the scale unit service. Scale unit will go to the channel database and read the product prices, taxes, etc. and it will return it to e-commerce. This is the main knowledge we need to have about scale unit. And if you keep this knowledge in mind, you will be able to handle all other topics of the webinars in a general implementations correctly. Next topic that also makes confusion often is what is headless commerce? As you know that Microsoft is using different names for headless commerce. We can hear headless commerce, we can hear scale unit core, we can hear commerce runtime, CRT, etc. In reality, all this terminology again means something the same. Headless commerce is a set of DLL files that is able to execute some business logic and communicate with the database. So anytime we're talking about headless commerce, we are just talking about some C# business logic code that some developers developed and put inside the scale unit. This is what I mean when I talk about headless commerce. The final refresh knowledge page is the scale unit APIs. When we talk about scale unit or headless commerce APIs, we mean a public layer of the scale unit through which other applications can connect to this scale unit. For example, as we said, when point of sale needs to read the products or create a customer, it will call the scale unit API. Scale unit will perform the business logic, probably will do something with the database, and response will come to point of sale. So scale unit APIs is our public layer that we are able to call scale unit through. For now, I want to show you just a very short demo. And what I want to show you is how e-commerce all the time is calling scale unit. You see now my page, it's Microsoft e-commerce, right? And what I'm doing, I'm clicking now F12 in browser. Having the F12 in browser, I have the network tab open. And now let's click on some product and see what's happening. When I click on some products, the e-commerce platform executed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 requests to the scale unit. It did something with the cart. It tried to find some shops. It got the product details. You can see the product details in response here. You see its name, item ID, behavior of the product, etc. Then it tried to get product dimensions and also product availability in different warehouses. So as you can see, Microsoft e-commerce all the time calling scale unit APIs, the one that we show here on the picture. That's why also if you have any problems with data that's not appearing in e-commerce, right? The first troubleshooting step you can do, you can go open the network tab and see if we are getting the data from the scale unit or we are not getting this data.